Welcome to a new video. Behind me you can see the remains of Telmessos, an ancient Lycian city which played an important role during Lycian times and also in other periods of human civilization. So let's dive into history, let's dive into this video. Let's go! Fethiye in the Muğla region of Turkey is a big port town and is known to everybody who ever thought about hiking the Lycian Way, as it is basically the western start or finish of the trail. Its history dates way back in time. Known as Telmessos, it was the most important city in ancient Lycia, located where modern-day Fethiye stands now. It was known for its skilled oracles and seers and played a significant role as a religious and cultural center in the region. The city became part of the Lycian League and later came under Persian, Hellenistic, Roman and Byzantine rule. And all over Fethiye there are remains scattered throughout the city, like the sarcophagus. Its most iconic legacy is the rock-cut tombs, especially the tomb of Amyntas, carved into the cliffs in the 4th century BC, monuments to Lycian nobility and their belief in a sky-bound afterlife. These monumental graves were cut directly into the soft limestone. The most striking is the tomb of Amyntas, with its temple-like facade, worked into the cliff face as if placed there by gods. In Lycian belief, the dead were guided to the afterlife by winged creatures, so tombs were carved high above the ground to bring the spirits closer to the heavens. Today, the rock tombs of Fethiye stand as haunting reminders of a vanished culture, a city of the dead still watching over the living. So let's look inside one of these tombs.
This is basically where the corpses were lying. You can see even with like kind of a pillow under it. Wow.
And if you just turn around from the graves, you can see Fethiye as it is today, a vibrant, quite touristy city on the Aegean Sea. So, and what I'm doing now is basically hiking the first or last stage, depending on where you start, of the Lycian Way from Fethiye to Ölüdeniz via Kayaköy. The special thing about Kayaköy is the abandoned city. Like, the path is not so fascinating. I mean, it's a nice way, definitely not the most beautiful stretch of the Lycian Way, but this really special town we are about to reach, or made me want to do this stretch, because last year we stopped in Ölüdeniz, we were super exhausted and we read everywhere that this stretch besides the ghost town is not so special, so we said okay, it's enough. Yeah, so this is why today I'm back here.
On the way, I encountered some amazing wildlife.
I don't know if you can see this, but it's full with dragonflies. There are hundreds. Never seen something like this. Must have spawned just recently somewhere here, I guess. It's the only thing that would make sense to me. Wow, amazing.
Testudo greca, the Greek tortoise, lives across southern Europe, North Africa and the Middle East, favoring dry scrublands and rocky hillsides. It can grow over 20 centimeters and can reach an age between 50 to 80 years. As a strict herbivore, it feeds on grasses and wild plants and hibernates during colder months. In mating season, usually spring or autumn, males become surprisingly assertive. They chase females, ram into the shells, bite at their legs, and bob their heads while making high-pitched grunts. Once mating occurs, the female lays up to 12 eggs in a shallow burrow. Hatchlings emerge after 8 to 12 weeks, ready to begin their slow but resilient journey.
There on the slope of the hill on the other side, you can already see the ghost town of Kayaköy. It's further than I expected. So guys, welcome to the old settlement of Kayaköy. While you know that I often visit abandoned buildings, abandoned places, this one is different. It's a whole town. A huge town actually. Well, let me tell you the history of the town.
This abandoned hillside settlement was once known as Lycian, a Greek Orthodox town that flourished during the late Ottoman period. By the early 20th century, it was home to around 6,000 people, with more than 500 stone houses, 2 large churches, several chapels, schools, and artisan workshops. The town was carefully designed. Each house was built in a way that didn't block the sunlight or view of the others. A rare example of early urban planning with a strong sense of community and visual harmony. The population was mostly Greek-speaking Christians, living alongside Turkish Muslims in the nearby valley. For decades, the two communities coexisted relatively peacefully. But the 20th century brought war and unrests. During and after the Greco-Turkish War in 1919 to 1922, violence and nationalism escalated. In 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne enforced a population exchange between Greece and Turkey. As a result, the residents of Lycian were forced to leave, resettling in Greece, many of them in Makri near Athens. Muslim families from Greece were supposed to move into the empty homes, but most chose not to stay. The stone architecture didn't suit their farming lifestyle, and after a strong earthquake in 1957, the town was left completely deserted. Today, Kayaköy remains in ruins. Explore the remains of Panagia Pyrgiotissa church, see weathered frescoes, and even find traces of Greek inscriptions carved into the stone. There are also stories of tunnels beneath the churches, possibly used for storage or as shelters. The entire site is now an open-air museum protected by the Turkish Ministry of Culture. It also serves as a symbolic village of peace and friendship, commemorating the forced migrations of the 1920s. In recent years, there have been efforts to restore parts of Kayaköy, but most of the town remains as it was left a century ago. Kayaköy isn't just a ghost town, it's a physical reminder of a shared history between two cultures and a cautionary tale about displacement and loss.
So here from the upper small church, you have basically the most amazing view of the whole town.
Did you ever visit Kayaköy? Tell me in the comments. And as always, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I really hope to see you guys next time. Bye!